Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest event across the country and province. Ladies and gentlemen, according to information from Ministry of Planning and Investment, Ministry, ranges and locality are currently developing the medium-term public investment plan for the periods of 2026 to 2030, according to the principles of focusing on ranging key points to implement major tasks, work and projects.
Its budget originating from the central government includes the targeted support for localities, which must focus on investing in important national projects, the last works and the projects, inter-regional and inter-regional projects, and at the same time, creating momentum for the socio-economic development of localities, ensuring focus and efficiency. The Ministry of Planning and Investment also assessed that the public investment capital for the period of 2021 to 2025 will be allocated more centrally, continuing to overcome the situation of scattered, dispersed, and wasteful investment.
Dear audience, domestic foreign investment attraction in TayNinhTV province continue to achieve positive results.
In July 2024, TayNinhTV granted two new foreign investment projects with a registered capital of $52 million. In the first 7 months, TayNinhTV granted 15 new foreign investment projects. The registered capital was over $213 million. 15 turns were changed to increase capital with nearly $138 million. As of July 17, 2024, the province had 376 valid foreign investment projects with a registered capital of nearly $10,000 million. Domestic investment attraction in July had 14 newly granted projects. The total registered capital was nearly 4,800 billion Vietnam dong. There were 10 projects with increased capital. Cumulatively, the province currently has 707 valid domestic investment projects. The total registered capital is nearly 136,000 billion Vietnam dong.
In the strategy for cultivation development to the 2030 with a vision to 2050, the TayNinhTV province strives to develop the cultivation sector into more than technical economic sector that is among the top in the southeast region and the whole country by 2050. Cultivation products are produced according to high-tech agriculture, organic agriculture, food safety, and environmental friendliness.
And to achieve the state goals, the province aims to develop high-tech agricultural areas, including continuing to strongly develop the province's key crops and fruit trees, building logistics and agricultural processing centers to serve the province and neighboring provinces in the region. At the same time, focusing on promoting the development of cultivation areas that have the potential to develop into high-tech agricultural areas according to the province regulations. Each certified high-tech agricultural area forms at least one linkage chain, consuming products contributing to increasing the value of agricultural, forestry, and fishery products produced under the forms of cooperation and linkage to over 25% in 2025 and 35% in 2030. The high-tech agricultural production area achieves a product value of 1 hectare of production from 150 million Vietnam dong in 2025 and 180 million Vietnam dong in 2030.
After 1 month of implementation, the remote digital signature service for businesses to perform digital signature for public services managed by the industry and trade sector, nearly 100 businesses successfully registered to use the service. It is also known by many other names such as online digital signature without USB token, mobile digital signature, and so on. This is one of the steps forward in the process of digitalizing the economy, bringing convenience to transactions. With more than 50,000 businesses declaring public services to the Ministry of Industry and Trade, it will help businesses perform better, faster, and more effectively in signing and submitting documents online.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to the project to support small and medium enterprises in the periods of 2021 to 2025 in TayNinhTV province, the Department of Planning and Investment of TayNinhTV will reside over and coordinated with relevant units in the province to support direct training on business startup and business administration.
Accordingly, 100% of the total cost of a training course on business startups and 70% of the total cost of a business administration course for small and medium-sized enterprises will be supported. Tuition fees will be exempted for students of small and medium-sized enterprises in areas with particularly difficult socio-economic conditions. Small and medium-sized enterprises owned by women, small and medium-sized enterprises employing many female workers, and small and medium-sized enterprises that are social enterprises when participating in business administration training courses. Support for the direct training at small and medium-sized enterprises in the fields of production and processing. Support for 70% of the total cost of a training course at the small and medium-sized enterprises, not exceeding one course per year per enterprise. Support 100% of the total cost of a training course at a small and medium enterprise owned by the women, small and medium-sized enterprises employing many female workers, and small and medium-sized enterprises that are social enterprises, not exceeding one course per year per enterprise. And in 2024, 5 training courses on business startup, business administration, and direct training at enterprises in the fields of production and processing for small and medium-sized enterprises is recognized, and 41 for small and medium-sized enterprises for the period of 2024 to 2026.
The reliance on online business has become a popular trend. It's important for organizations and individuals selling online to pay attention to complying with legal regulation, including tax obligation. Understanding and complying with tax regulation is very important for sustainable online business development.
Online sales are the measure of income for many people, but not everyone understands their tax obligations to comply. Currently, the tax sector is prioritizing increased propaganda and guidance for taxpayers to voluntarily declare and properly and fully fulfill their obligations to the state budget. Currently, I sell on the TikTok platform without a store and with retail method. Thanks to the tax officer's propaganda on tax laws, I have rightly declared taxes in accordance with regulations. Tax consulting units say that, in reality, when interacting with many individuals or online business households, most of the errors are due to not understanding how to declare and pay taxes. According to regulations, online sellers with annual revenue of 100 million Vietnam dong or more will have to pay a business license fee of 300,000 Vietnam dong to 1 million Vietnam dong. If the revenue calculated in the calendar year is 100 million Vietnam dong or more, online sellers must pay personal income tax and value-added tax. The personal income tax rate is 0.5% and the value-added tax rate is 1%. In case of being subject to tax, but households and individuals doing online business do not pay tax or pay tax late, they will be handled according to the provisions of law. If the taxpayer's violation is at the level of false declaration, they will be handled with false declaration and late payment penalty. If the taxpayer intentionally cheats and evades tax, they will be subject to tax penalties from 1 to 3 times. In case the taxpayer evades taxes to the extent of violating criminal law, the case will be transferred to the police agency for handling according to the provisions of law. The General Department of Taxation has just sent a document to local tax departments requesting a review of organizations and individuals live streaming to subreddits on platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Thereby, the tax agency will inspect and check at the taxpayer's headquarters in cases showing signs of risk. Therefore, it is very necessary to learn to properly comply with tax obligations when doing e-commerce business.
In order to improve the quality of the health sector in the coming time, the Department of Health has submitted to Provincial People's Committee for approval the project to consolidate, develop, and improve the quality of health system operations in the Ninh province for the period of up to 2030 with a vision to 2050, in which there is some important content on the orientation of human resource training for the sector. When the project is implemented, the training and educational facilities and how human resources will be implemented according to the following orientation. The province will establish the non-medical college on the basis of medical intermediate school to enhance the training of quality human resources for the health sector of the province, and currently submitting to the Ministry of Labor, Welfare and Social Affairs for approval by the competent authorities. The province will continue to cooperate with the Faculty of Medicine, Ho Chi Minh City National University and other universities that train the medicine to implement medical doctor training according to the rest of skills. The health sector will also continue to coordinate with the educational sector and local authorities to organize propaganda and disseminate the province policies to attract and support the training, mobilize regular medical students to register to participate in the province training support policy, so that after graduation they can return to the province to work.
Every year, TayNinhTV Department of Construction resides over and coordinates with the Department of Planning and Investment, Economic Zone Management Board, People's Committees of Districts, Towns and TayNinhTV City to complete support policies ensuring social welfare. Accordingly, the units will continue to complete support mechanisms and policies to attract social resources to invest in developing housing and welfare works to meet the needs of workers in industrial parks and direct the implementation of housing projects for workers in industrial parks and social housing. The Department of Planning and Investment advised the Provincial People's Committee to develop a plan to support small and medium enterprises in the period and an annual plan. The Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism resides over the study and proposal of mechanisms and policies to promote social resources to invest in developing cultural institutions and cultural and sports activities, effectively organize cultural activities contributing to improving the spiritual life of workers.
Cần Thơ is a locality participating in the pilot project of developing 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice cultivation associated with green growth in the Mekong Delta. After harvesting the first 50 hectares of rice in July at Thuận Tiến Cooperative Vĩnh Thạnh district, experts have said that it has brought many positive results. Up to now, the reduced emission rice is still in the company warehouse and waiting for the company to negotiate it to find an output.
This is about 35 tons of rice meal from 80 tons of OM 5451 rice of farmers participating in the pilot project of 1 million hectares of high-quality, low-emission rice, which were jointly purchased by Hoàng Minh Nhật Company. According to the company representative, the rice has been tested and analyzed. This reduced emissions rice is currently stored in the warehouse, waiting for the company to negotiate to bring it to the regular rice market. Currently, there are a few companies rising the sales of consuming products with reduced emissions. However, it is only in the still rising stage and the product has not been brought to the market yet. If this product is in the normal market segment, there is no obstacle. Cần Thơ City is one of the first 5 localities selected by the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to pilot the project, and the locality has implemented, harvested, and evaluated many positive results in terms of emission reduction, helping the farmers save input costs, high productivity, etc. However, the market for reduced emission rice is still not large. In the current period, the low-emission rice brand has not been formed, and for the markets that have not yet applied much, the high-quality rice project with the quality rice, product will have the businesses scan, package to continue developing the market. For demanding markets, it is necessary to adjust the cultivation process. And the company has brought back samples for analysis and testing, but there are still some things that need to be improved in the cultivation process. For example, building a cultivation process to control pesticide residues, we need to adjust it. To move towards 1 million hectares of high-quality low-emission rice, experts say that the first step is to focus on producing emission-reducing rice and emission-reducing rice products according to global trends. And when it is done well, then we can move on to the next step of producing high-quality rice also. And aiming to ensure the food safety in production and processing, strengthen the control and handling of the production, and trying a poor quality food during the Mid-Autumn Festival in 2024, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has established an interdisciplinary inspection team to conduct food safety inspection in Trang Bang Thao, U Minh Châu District and Bến Cầu District also. The inspection is expected to take place from August 26 to September 18 of 2024, and the subjects of the inspection include the food production and trading establishments, focusing on items commonly used during the Mid-Autumn Festival. And its contents include the following types of certificates of establishment meeting the food safety conditions, house certificates, self-declaration records of compliance with food safety regulation, and records of monitoring product quality, periodic testing certificates, production, processing, and preservation procedures, meat and seafood production facility, origin of raw materials, food additives, processing as slaughter control, veterinary hygiene inspection, etc. And depending on the case, the inspection team can take samples to test food safety indicators according to the regulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the occasions of national holiday on September 2nd this year, employees will have 4 days off from August 31st to September 3rd. The closer the holiday gets, the more domestic airfare increase in rise, with some routes nearly doubling. According to travel agencies, the increase in domestic airfare has also led to an increase of domestic tour rises during the holiday. Therefore, this is tourist-free for foreign tours with nearby destination, reasonable cost, and many referential policies.
The most popular foreign tours for the September 2nd holiday are Taiwan, China, Korea, Thailand. Many travel agencies across the country have sent out international tours for the September holiday since mid-August, partly due to cheap tour prices and partly due to early bookings. Japan, South Korea, and China attract customers and are chosen very much. The cost is very reasonable for the majority of consumers, whether families and businesses, in which the number of customer booking tours to China during the holidays has skyrocketed. Many routes increased by 100% compared to the same period in 2023. Zhangjiajie, Phoenix Ancient Town, Lijiang, Jiuzhaigou has very reasonable costs and are the most attractive tourist destination. For example, Zhangjiajie road tour for Vietnamese tourists is currently only about 7 million Vietnam dong. If traveling by direct flight, it is about 10 million Vietnam dong for a 6-day, 5-night journey. This is considered an attractive price, even cheaper than some domestic destinations. Last year, during the holidays, tours for Vietnamese tourists to Hunan were sold out since July. This year is the same. The number of visitors is very large. Currently, many units have recorded phone drops for the September 2nd holiday. With domestic products, according to the online travel platform Booking, Vietnamese tourists tend to choose nearby destinations, ensuring two factors: relaxation and exploration. The top 10 domestic destinations searched by Vietnamese tourists the most during the upcoming holidays are Đà Lạt, Đà Nẵng, Vũng Tàu, Nha Trang, Ho Chi Minh City, Hội An, Hà Nội, Phan Thiết, Sapa, and Huế. But many tourists travel by personal vehicles. Domestic tours with group organization and individual groups are very few, and almost all of those programs are spontaneous, using personal vehicles and booking some individual services, and the flight routes are not as bustling as that, reflecting that domestic demand on September 2nd is not large. Before the long holiday, the Vietnam National Tourism Administration also recommends that tourists need to carefully research information on travel packages and choose quality travel service providers.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.